You've tuned in to Stranger Than Fiction News, broadcasting live from the dark side of the planet. Seems like blacks and Latinos are 4 or 5 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Are they targets, or is there something else to consider? We're broadcasting live on the ScrewTube right now. Big shout out to the studio audience. Whoa, video guy is fired. It's impossible to get decent help out there. But here's the big news that everybody should be aware of. You're all infected, bitches. Everybody's been infected. And you might not think that the symptoms you've had are COVID, because many cases are asymptomatic, especially if you're careful. But if you feel like you've got to cough something up, it's not a major thing. It's not an end of the world thing. But just a nonchalant feeling like you've got to cough something up, you've got the COVID, and you're highly infectious. That's not what you want to hear. So you might as well go back to NBC, bitches. We've done our job. From here on out, we're just going to hang out with the audience for the most part. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. But we just thought we'd deliver that news. And most people are hiding it, from what we can tell. No one is willing to admit it. They're all in denial, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the main symptom is just the feeling that you've got to cough something up. It's nothing major. But if you've got that feeling, if you've had that feeling, if it comes back, if it persists, you've got the COVID and you're highly infectious. And the thing is that most people are highly infectious. And so it'll just never go away. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, if you're white, you're looking good, according to the statistics. Until, of course, you're enslaved. But that's another story. In any case, I know we've got news to cover. What is the video guy doing? How did we get here? Ladies and gentlemen, that's a question for Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci. We've got the receipt. We know they let this virus in. We know it's part of the pandemic, part of the Event 201 simulation. Part of Project ZYPHR. Part of Dark Winter. And we're on that road to winter right now. The days are getting shorter. The clock is ticking. And even though we're in the second wave, the third wave will probably be worse. Now you might be thinking to yourself, why do I tune into this channel if it's nothing but gloom and doom? Well, somebody's got to tell you the news. Somebody's got to report the news. The television doesn't report the news. It's like programming. And, they want you to consume, and they want you to shop, and they want you to spend. And that way you think you're free. And they want you to show up and just, vote for one of their guys, ladies and gentlemen. But surprise, surprise, you're getting dosed. Not just with the death towers. Not just with the vaccines or the fluoride or the GMOs or the pesticides. They're just out to get you with just about everything you buy at the store. All of your consumer products are laced with toxic chemicals. And it'll be one cancer or another, ladies and gentlemen. And many people are worried about the virus, but you should really be worried about the evil that released this virus. What is the video guy on? Look at this. So this was the Boogaloo crew that was supposed to show up and sack the, state capitals and the like. And what we got instead, ladies and gentlemen, is... Ooh. No, video guy's not working with me. Instead, we got this. Do you notice the difference? Pay attention to the hand signs. It's almost subliminal. So we were supposed to get this, and we kind of got this, ladies and gentlemen. But instead, we got that. They're the ones bringing the guillotine. They beat you to the punch. And look at the gear. I mean, they're ready to go. They watch the videos. You got competition out there. It just got more interesting. It's ready to explode. Yeah. What else is going on out there? Oh yeah, and everybody's been infected with airborne rabies. Thanks to Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci. And who is this Bill Gates that shows up on every program talking about healthcare? You'd think this was a computer virus. Is this a computer virus? Is it? It's a computer virus, right? Because we live in the Matrix, right? So why is the computer guy talking to you about the virus? What's going on? It's rather suspicious. And it turns out that him and Fauci are best buddies, and Epstein, and many others. And they're all singing the same song, ladies and gentlemen. Now, did you know that the virus for mononucleosis, known as glandular fever out there in the British colonies, but mononucleosis is, scientifically referred to as the Epstein-Barr virus. And this COVID, SARS, resembles mononucleosis. Most people complain of prolonged fatigue, ladies and gentlemen. Epstein-Barr, mononucleosis. What if this is the Epstein-Gates Fauci virus? Originally known as the Wuhan supervirus. Ladies and gentlemen. Here are your saviors. They've shown up on TV every day, giving you the wrong advice, making sure you've become infected so that they can now blackmail you with tests, vaccines, the chip, cashless society, the works. Oh, it's nice being on top. Ooh, it's nice being part of the New World Order right now. They've got you by the balls. They've got you right where they want you. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the video guy? What is this? We might as well say hi to the studio audience. I know you guys are out there. Even though the video guy is not out there. I want to give a big shout out to Pat's Place, Mind for Knowledge, Christopher War, Tom Gunn. I also want to give a big shout out to Tommy out there, wherever you are. Owl Oracle. We used to see her. She's just listening. Just like this Karen, the perpetual troll that shows up at every video just to be a hater. Karen, you know, go find another channel to troll. You know what I mean? Most people like it. You're just angry. You need help. Runeflinger. And we have our suspects. We know who you are. Tom Storm, T-Storm. How's it going? Who else is out there? Lots of people. Looks like Marco from 95.1 KFOC in the morning. Faith Dubious, Martin Skywalker. Where's Luke Skywalker? We saw Luke Skywalker just the other day. Afisha Haynes looks like she's changed her profile. Secret Siren, 68 Charger. What's going on? Kenny Sorensen. no name out there. We're all kind of anonymous. You know, I don't show up like most, people out there. I don't show up for these shows like visually, because it's really not about the person as much as it is the message. Anyways, we're gonna go somewhere with that. But are you guys ready to boogie, like boogaloo? It doesn't really sound the same, but it's kind of spelled the same. We're gonna have to work on that. It's messing with me. What's wrong with you? Don't like the music? Dwayne says he doesn't like the music. This music is from Edge of Tomorrow. Anybody seen that movie? Anybody see that one? An alien race, mechanical mostly, shows up. It can read the future and manipulate the battlefield. What an interesting concept. How can you defeat an enemy who can tell the future? What if we were up against that, essentially? What would you do? How would you try to spoof it, if you will? Alright, fine. You know what? I'm going to change the music. But I like it. I'm going to hypnotize you with something else. It's not working. The hypnosis is not working. People are waking up. We're going to talk to the music guy. See what the music guy can do for us here. Don't expect much at this stage. But I know you like this one. 28 weeks later. The end is near. You can tell. Okay, I'm going to continue on with my shout outs, but I'm not going to show your chat right now. Who else is out there? Paul, Granny Page, Robert, MC, Casey Willis. Oh, we're just hanging out. Luke Skywalker's here. I see Luke Skywalker. Scorpio 2020. And, you know, there's a lot of people that we should be giving shout outs to, especially those that support our community, all the patrons. We'd like to do shows for just the Patreon channel, but right now we're on the road trying to set up a new bunker for the dark winter that's coming. So we'll get to you eventually. But it makes it happen. It makes this show happen, and we appreciate that. So how's the music now? You liking the music now? Can you go back into your hypnotic trance? Can we continue on with the broadcast? How about a little news? So half of Americans with COVID have no idea. Is it real or is it fake? Is cancer real or is it fake? You're about to find out. This virus is airborne cancer as well. We saw that with the Filipodia. Little tentacles growing out of the cells just like cancer, so it's a bad sign. Everything's a bad sign, but what you would expect from this type of virus, doomsday virus. Not a virus just to wipe out everyone right away, a virus that will torture you in many different ways for years and years to come, ladies and gentlemen. But the report from the CDC here is fairly clear when it comes to COVID-19 in different ethnic groups, and blacks and Hispanics are much more likely to come up with a severe form of the disease. And I'm not sure how many people have really been paying attention to the pandemic, but if you look at Event 201 and the exercise that preceded that, which was called CLADE X, they did a whole lot of, fake CNN broadcasts with that one, much more than Event 201. It was more interesting, in fact. And in CLADE X, they were talking about a terrorist group that released a weapon. And given that we see that this virus seems to be race specific to a certain extent, we can almost imagine, where this story will go next. White supremacists have released this virus, and, wouldn't all hell break loose? But the truth of the matter is that this government, participated in the release of this virus. Just like they're, rolling out the death towers, just like they're, locking up Hillary, locking up Assange and letting Hillary go. The video guy's on vacation, looking at these, death towers. Look, people are living in cities now that are worse than a microwave oven. This is what complacency gets you. I can't play this video enough. And, you should get the idea by now. Oh, the music guy. Ladies and gentlemen. So, where were we? Ah, yes. People are burning down these death towers. Don't forget them when things begin to boogaloo. Don't forget these death towers. Sweep and clear, ladies and gentlemen. Have a little fun this 4th of July. Makes for a giant Roman candle. And look, you just got to be careful these days. The FBI knows that people want to take down these death towers, so they've become, more protected than our monuments. This eugenics program is protected. And they're certainly not going to tell you what they're doing. Every army uses camouflage. If you're waiting for the day that CNN announces that there's shills sleeping with the enemy, enabling the eugenics program, you've got another thing coming. If you think one day you're just going to wake up and turn on CNN and NBC and they're going to be like, you know what? These death towers that they're putting in everybody's neighborhood, they're actually there to kill you. Oh, this fluoride in the water, that's actually there to kill you. If you expect the mainstream enemy television to tell you what you already know, you got a long wait coming, because that's not their purpose. A car's not meant to fly. CNN is meant to lie. That's their purpose, ladies and gentlemen. So, there must be many people out there waiting on the sidelines, just waiting for, the truth to make it to the mainstream and for people to all be on the same page. It's not happening. For 20 years, it's been obvious that 9/11 was an inside job. And guess what? They're not covering it. They'll never cover it. Because that's not their job. That's not their function. Just like Bill Gates here. It's not his function to be a doctor. This isn't a computer virus. What the fuck is he doing on stage next to Fauci? And how is it that all of a sudden he's cornered the vaccine market? What does he know? Well, he knows it makes money. He's making viruses for the Microsoft, computers and the like. It's big money. And you know what he thought to himself after retirement? He's like, if I made this much money infecting computers, imagine the money I can make infecting people. And a star was born. Bill Gates on every news network out there telling you need to get the vaccine. Did you see the last video that we put out? It's got a montage of Bill Gates on every talk show, news show out there, giving medical advice, pushing the vaccine, telling people, hey, life is not coming back to normal until we get a vaccine. And did you see Fauci today? He's like, yeah, there'll be a vaccine next year. So it's no longer this year. They're starting to push back the timeline. Are you paying attention to the little details? Can you remember what happened yesterday? Big breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's infected with this virus. And if you've been feeling like, there's something occasionally that you have to cough up, you're infected and you're highly contagious. And that's just the beginning of the nightmare. Disease management is highly important at this stage. Lowering your dose will keep you at that stage. But beyond that, it's the twilight zone. And it turns out that blacks and Hispanics are 4 or 5 times more likely than whites to be hospitalized. Now, some people will, say it's because of where they live or this, that, and the other, but, the statistics as far as, health and where people live is about the same. There's a lot of white people in the cities. Doesn't always look like that, but it is the case according to statistics. And what is this? I don't know about the video guy. I guess we gotta move on. How's everybody doing out there? You guys still hanging out? So check out the statistics on our website, stfnreport.com. But this is what it looks like. Not sure if you can really see that. Probably not. But it looks like the whole city is out on the streets with like pitchforks, guns, knives. This is like in Africa or something. Something happened there. Their, George Floyd event, if you will. Because it's all orchestrated in tandem with the rabies effect of the virus. They trigger you on television and people are just going out killing people, right? Looting, chaos. It's part of the plan. But they had their George Floyd moment out there in Rwanda or wherever this is. And, they're looking to make change. Why is it that they're all out on the streets and we're not? Some people are, but not enough to make a difference right now. Here's Fauci talking about he's hopeful a vaccine will happen next year. So it's no longer this year, it seems like. And we got some, people sharing our content from the Fakebook page. And if you're in Fakebook world, share our Fakebook content. Don't share ScrewTube to Fakebook because they're competing against each other and they're automatically like discriminated against. What is this? So here we got an interesting video from a Houston test site that's completely empty. We don't know what time this was taken, but the commentary is suggestive. It's the only video we've seen like this, but this video exists, and so we shared it. However, there's a lot of other videos where the lines are like they were 3-4 days ago. So, is it a publicity stunt in Florida, Texas, California? Tell us what you think. Have you seen an uptick in activity and the like? It appears like, there's a PR push, to, make people feel like there's a second wave here. It looks like a second wave. Is it a new and improved version of the first wave? Because the first wave was pretty suspicious. The hospitals were empty, the nurses were dancing. So what's going on with this, ladies and gentlemen? Are you bringing the guillotine to the boogaloo? The libtards did. You're late, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? Is that Fauci? Is that Fauci for war crimes? They can't release a bioweapon on the battlefield. And here they've infected everybody with it. I know what you're thinking out there right now. You're thinking that you're infected, but you don't want to tell anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Fauci's fault. Never forget that. Fauci, Bill Gates, and the whole crew, really. All these people on television, they let you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They wanted you to get infected. Looks like the Luciferians. Ooh, hold on. Yes, here we go. It looks like the Luciferians are using that OK symbol as well, but for them it means 666, and that's not discriminatory unless you're a Christian. And that really kind of brings us back to something we want to talk about, which is the First Amendment. And it says Congress shall not establish a law pertaining to religion. Well, what kind of religion do you think they were talking about back in 1776? You think there were a lot of Buddhists or Hindus or other things at that time? No, they were pretty much all Puritans. You know, church in every town, Bible in every school. They were talking about Catholics and Protestants. They couldn't have even imagined that, you know, America would turn into a Luciferian society. Had they known then what we know now, they would have written it a little bit different. And I think it would be fair for our courts and, you know, the like to interpret the Constitution in the spirit that it was written and not, you know, wildly reinterpret it into some kind of, you know, Luciferian fantasy. That's not what America is about. America is a Christian homeland. And it was founded by Christians. It wasn't founded by savages. It wasn't founded by other religions. It was founded by Christians, white Christians, back in the day. And look, you know, had other countries or civilizations founded America, then they would be, you know, what I mean. What do you think about that? Is that a little edgy? So here's Bill Gates saying that, well, he's dancing there just like Peter Strzok a little bit. You see that little dance he did, a little jig? But he's talking about the second pandemic right there with Stephen Colbert, which is a clone for Bob Saget. How many people have said Bob Saget before? Have you ever said that to yourselves? Have to wonder about that. Here's a little demonstration of the rabies in action. This looks like recent footage. Probably not. No mass, nothing. Just some friendly tussling, you know. And ooh, look at that. Ooh, cat fights. Everybody loves that. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Don't mess with the cheerleader there. Look at that. It's a nice one. Ooh. Now here's I don't think we're gonna be able to blow this one up. Not really, no, it doesn't help. But this thing, I don't know if it's a girl or a man dressed like a girl, but they're basically like witnessing gunshots in the chop, you know, and around her it is like, you know, Black Lives Matter, this, that, and the other. And it's the moment you realize that you're there trying to save black people, but they're killing themselves, you know? And it's like, what do you do? What do we do? You know, we got along just fine in the 90s. And, you know, you might think that's cute. You know, you might think that was getting off easy. But, you know, I think when they decided not to deport everyone, it was hoping that one day we might get along. It's hard to say. I think that was the dream of many. And now it looks like we're headed towards divorce. And look, you know, I would give, you know, minorities, you know, basically what they want. You know, all the Latinos, they want everything, you know, between Texas and California. And I'm okay with that. And I'm not sure, you know, what would make the black community happy, to be quite honest with you. You know, do they really want Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia? I don't know. We could give them something better, but I think they deserve their America. And I think, you know, white people should be able to feel safe in their communities. Look at this. One man is dead and another wounded after a Seattle chop zone incident turns deadly. China passes feared security law in Hong Kong. Twitter changing how it flags tweets. Oh, it's flagging tweets claiming 5G causes COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5G can't be good for you. I'm not sure why people need to have download speeds faster than they can watch a movie, but on their phone. But it's It's not for you, it's for them. Who's them? The Robocops, the Terminators, the drones, the automated everything. It's for them, it's not for you. You're just, kind of taking advantage of it for a little while. Kind of like how when people got onto Facebook, years back, they were able to share their story. But now we realize that it's part of the control structure. And it's no longer about, expressing yourself. It's about classifying you and categorizing you and stalking you, really. They listen to everything. And, just about everything out there right now is based on the same idea, same principles, same theology, same religion. All these things out there that you think are there for your convenience, it's actually like punishment in disguise, because these people have been plotting your demise for the longest time, ladies and gentlemen. Not sure what the video guy is doing here, but look, the outlook for the next couple of years has changed radically. 2020 is not going to be forgotten anytime soon, and people will be, talking about the pre-2020 world soon enough. And every time you watch a movie from, before this outbreak, it's going to seem like a whole different world, a better world that we'll never get back. And while there isn't much we can do about the current situation, as far as putting the genie back in the bottle, or the virus back in the laboratory, what we can do at least is get some justice. And look, the justice system isn't perfect. Sometimes innocent people are killed, but they get a lot of guilty people too. And we've got a list of suspects, and they're enjoying, high society right now. Why? Because people aren't hunting them, to be quite honest. When the Second World War was over, there were a lot of, Nazis that were sought after for their crimes during the war. And that later became known as war crimes. But crimes that were committed during the war, there was justice that was sought for that. And you've probably seen the videos of Nazi hunters and the like. And unfortunately, with the misinformation, a lot of people don't even know what a Nazi is. But it's a socialist, a cult member socialist. Go check out the documentary Hitler and the Occult, and then other, Hitler documentaries. You'll realize it's socialism, it's occultism. They were going after Christians as much as Jews, more or less. Maybe less, but Christians and Christianity was definitely targeted. In any case, we're dealing with occult socialists that want to remake the world in their image. And, that's essentially the theme of the story, wherever you go. The television has become 24/7 product placement for the dark side. And it's nonstop, Luciferian, Sodom and Gomorrah, grooming your children kind of stuff, with some Marina Abramovich, spirit cooking, and of course they run charities to help little children. No surprise there. What's everybody doing in the audience? Anybody out there? Looks like we got the regulars. Be sure to hit like and share. Feel free to mirror our content. These live shows are for those that would follow the broadcast wherever it may go. This is the backup channel. But we release one show a day, more or less, on the Facebook page, which reaches a lot more people. And you can find that on the in the video details. Mel Gibson says, hello out there. Hello. Hope you're not on a helicopter anytime soon. Or watching the Hellivision. 68 chargers there in the house. Leave me alone, says Gretty here. Martin Skywalker appreciates the entertainment, the news, and the like. And we do it because nobody else does like we do. Otherwise, I could do something else. Fake book a no-no. Everything's a no-no. Your phone's a no-no. Do not put your phone next to your head. Ever. And in fact, don't even use the phone. You don't even want to know what you're getting dosed with. But if you did want to know, you wouldn't use the phone anymore. But I don't do Facebook. I've been banned from Facebook for years. I have to go through our wonderful administrator, Bella Marie, on the Facebook page. And so if you ever go there, say hi, Bella. Angels and Demons says Mel Gibson. I don't know if it's the original. Got rid of Facebook. A lot of people are. Let's see. Build your house on a rock. Absolutely. Have faith. No doubt. No fear out there. That's not part of our religion. Fear and doubt. It's not us. Ladies and gentlemen. What else out there? Anyone? Anyone want to talk about anything in specific? Anybody want to call in? We haven't had anybody call in for a while. Beth likes the EMF 390. Be sure to check that out. You'll love it. That's why we push it. You know, we could be pushing you like magic beads like Gwyneth Paltrow. You seen those eggs? Oh, it's disturbing. You know, she's like, yeah, you can work out your whatever with her magical eggs. I could sell you some magical eggs, bitches. You want some magical eggs? I'll sell you magical eggs. You know, I'll sell you the magic pill. But I really like that EMF 390. I was shopping around for a meter, and you know, I was gonna spend $300, $400, $500, and I saw that thing for like, it was $109 at the time. I was like, that's a steal. And saw people, you know, had ordered it, they liked it. Never seen it before, but I was like, well, for $100, you know, take a chance, and it works exceptionally well. So check it out. Check it out. B1 says steer clear of Kokesh. Well, look, you know, Kokesh is legendary in the screw tube world, and he's out there in the desert, probably tripping balls every night. So, you know, what do you say to that? Really? But I still like the guy. You know, look, I mean, he's a polite person, and you know, he served our country with distinction, so he deserves our respect. But you know, we're always ping-ponging. Hope to get him back, though. He's always an excellent guest on the show. So what else we got? It's a steal, not a deal. At 109, 129, it's a steal and a deal, and you'll be satisfied. We haven't seen one person come back and go, oh, how dare you. They're like, oh man, this is the best thing ever, just driving around with that. And what else we got? Well, look, you know, as far as people out there, you can tell a lot by the allure. You know, if they look like Anton LaVey, they might be like Anton LaVey. Just saying, bitches. No fear, no doubt, ever. Once you leave doubt behind, you'll see the matrix glitch around you. And another thing, you know, a lot of people out there feel like they're targeted, feel like they're, you know, all alone in this world. You're not alone. You know, communities like this one show you that you're not alone. But you are being targeted by this dark matrix, by these people that have been body snatched by the demonic. And they work like a hive mind. And they always show up at the wrong place, at the wrong time. They're the tormentors. That's their role. And you can learn more about that in the Bible. Or, if you're feeling a little more adventurous, check out the Derek Prince documentaries on demons and the like. But we're all surrounded by evil. Many are called, but few are chosen. That means many are not chosen. Let the dead bury the dead. Most of them are already dead. And you can't help them, but you'd like to. And they have an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a virus. And that's what we're up against. And it truly is the epic struggle of good versus evil out there. The pages of the Bible playing out before your very eyes. And you'll never get there if you're stuck in the doubt phase. That's why we talk about the DNA quite a bit. You're force-fed devolution with the Satan Claus, Santa Claus at schools. But essentially, what they're teaching you is a scientific lie, an impossibility. The simplest form of life contains megabytes worth of information. And if they're proposing that megabytes of information just spontaneously evolved from primordial soup, they've got another thing coming, because that's not the way information works. And the law of information tells you that you can only get information from intelligence. You can't, get Shakespeare by throwing Scrabble letters on a picnic table, right? It just doesn't work that way. It never works that way. It can't work that way. The probability is, stacked against you. The fact that they teach devolution as science in schools is a crime. And the fact that they haven't rectified the record to be more scientifically accurate is another crime. And it tells you just how disingenuous these people are. And you should clip that and quote me on that, because that's essentially what we're up against. And, now we're mass producing, demons, empty shells out there based on the devolution lie. But intelligent design tells you everything you need to know. Check out the documentary Unlocking the Mystery of Life. Unlocking the Mystery of Life. I mean, you've got college professors explaining the whole thing. You can't get proteins without DNA. There is no evolutionary pathway. There's no chemical evolution to, simple proteins. It requires DNA. It requires assembly. It requires organization at the level of a computer program. And that's why we talk about it, because as soon as, that burden of doubt is lifted from your shoulders, devolution just disappears. All of a sudden you're like, whoa, hold on. So what does that mean? It means we didn't just land on this Goldilocks planet, to say the least. We were put here, and everything here is by design. It's the test. We're running the maze. And it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. You've been promised a promotion. All you got to do is do your job. It's right there in the Bible. It's right there in the 10 Commandments. Don't blaspheme. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't lust after people. Don't hate. All right? That leads to murder. Leads to adultery. Leads to bearing false witness, etc. So do your job. And all of a sudden you'll see the glitches in the matrix like you've never seen before. But doubt keeps so many people locked in darkness, essentially. They never get past that doubt phase. They want to believe, they kind of believe, but, ye of little faith, essentially. What else can we say? What else to say? Pretty much, I think that's going to be it for this broadcast. We'll leave it there. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And we'll catch you all next time. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this,